Hey all, Dominic Trophy here again. Welcome to another video. I hope you're all okay today and I hope you're having a great week so far. Now, today's video is going to be something video game related, so it is. And I'm actually going to be sharing my thoughts about Wii U games being ported to Switch. And I know some people might think I'm a bit late on this, but do you know what? I want to talk about it now and, just share my thoughts about it, so I do. So, as we all know, the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo's current generation console, has been receiving games from the Wii U ported to itself pretty much from launch. So what are my thoughts about this? What do I think? Do I think it's a good idea? Do I think it's a bad idea? Overall, I'm sort of mixed in between. I think sometimes it's a good idea, and then on the other side, I don't think it's a good idea. So why do I think it's a good idea? The reason why is because of the fact that the Wii U, as we all know, was a commercial failure. The console didn't sell well. It sold 13.6 million units after 4 years and 2 months, which isn't really good, especially when you look at the Wii, the previous console, where it sold 101 million units, which is absolutely insane. And when you look at it, there's a lot of great games on the Wii U that do deserve a sort of second lease of life, because the fact that, or second chance I should say, because many people did not own that console. There were many games people just didn't play and they thought they were bad. That's why I always used to hear the phrase, Wii U's got no games, which is absolutely false. The Wii U had a great amount of games, whether they were exclusive or third party or whatever, and just some great, releases on that console. There were a lot of great true exclusives that made the Wii U well worth it, and I totally agree. But due to the fact of, the Switch being a lot more successful and people having more interest with that than the Wii U, obviously Nintendo's been porting most of their Wii U library to the Switch. Not only to obviously make a profit, but also get people to, to sort of experience these games, whether they've already played them or if they haven't. Because like I said, the Wii U had a great amount of exclusives that were well worth it. But the problem with it was the console was barely advertised, there was no marketing, and most people didn't even understand what it was. People thought the Wii U was the gamepad, and that was the problem with it. Even me explaining to people about the Wii U, it was very, very troublesome. It really, really was, because most people couldn't understand that. Or they had someone else trying to tell them something else and, getting confused. I remember one time talking to someone in the video game store Game that we have in the UK and explaining to this young woman what the Wii U was, but a friend kept saying something else, where he kept saying, no, it's the gamepad, and I told her, said, no, the gamepad is the controller. There is a console, it's its own thing. The Wii and the Wii U are two separate things. And that's what I had to tell her. That's just how it was. So it's good to see that and, see people enjoy these games and sort of see people say, wow, these games are amazing. Why did I never know about this? You know what I mean? And it's great to see that happen. It really, really is. Because most people I've spoken to who own a Wii U say it's one of the best consoles ever. And I totally agree. Even though it was a commercial flop, the games made on it were well worth it. And we're getting, is it the Wonderful 101, that game? That's getting remade or remastered for PS4, Switch and PC. So that's pretty cool to see that game coming out, you know what I mean? So that's one thing I like about it. Now for me, I only own 2 games that are ported, Wii U ports on Switch. And those are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and... I'm trying to think now. That's it. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Now, why did I buy these on the Switch when I've already got them on the Wii U? Because they're great games. They really, really are. And I just want to, replay them on the Switch, so I do. But would I ever buy other Wii U ports? No, I wouldn't. Except if it was few games, like, for example, I'd love to see, Sonic Lost World get ported to Switch. Sonic Boom, I know people didn't like that game, but I liked it. Devil's Third, that'd be a good one. and I think even Project 05, Maiden of the Black Water. I know it was called Fatal Frame 5 in America, wasn't it? So, yeah. Because I feel like some of those games, like the underrated games or the forgotten games, I think those deserve the second chance. They really, really do. But as we all know, Nintendo wants to port the popular Wii U games to the Switch. That's just, what they're doing and stuff. And a lot of those games might end up being forgotten, which will be a bit unfortunate, but it is possible, especially Project 05, because that was mostly digital only, and that would be great to see a re-release on Switch, even physically. That would be fantastic. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I think those games would be a perfect match to see a sort of port on the Switch. So yeah. So talking about the other side, why do I think that it's not a good thing for Wii U ports? Why do I think it's not good for Wii U games being ported to Switch? Now, the reason why I think this is because of the fact that when you look at it, it really damages the proper, true library of this console. And because of that, it makes a lot of people think that this console's not worth it. And in some cases, I think in some way, I do agree with that. I really, really do. Because overall, there isn't a lot of true exclusives on the Switch that makes it worthwhile. And that's one problem with it. It really, really is. Because I remember last year I was literally looking at a list of true exclusives that were on Switch to see what games are on there. Because I was honestly curious. Because most people online keep saying about, oh, well, it's getting Wii U games ported to it. It's getting all the third-party stuff. And I kept thinking, I thought, well, what about the true exclusives? I says, are there any true exclusives? Because that's what makes those games, if they're interesting to people, worth buying the Switch. And that's just how it is. And I've heard many people just talking about Wii U ports and third-party games, which it's not a bad thing, but there's more to that. There really, really is. You can't keep rebuying the same old flipping games over and over again. And I can't blame people when they're saying, oh, well, Nintendo Switch, it's got no games on it. I can't blame people for saying that. Because, like I said, what games are people bragging about? Wii U ports and third-party games. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's a little one true exclusive here and there that comes. You got your Super Mario Maker 2, you got your Tetris 99, and then it's like forgotten, you know what I mean? And it's really, really unfortunate. Now, are there any games on here that I've played that are truly exclusive? There are 3 on here that I've played on the Switch. Which ones are they? Let's just name 2 of them. So I did. Super Mario Maker 2, Tetris 99, and Fast RMX. Out of the small amount of games I've got for the Switch, those are the only 3 I've played that are truly exclusive to it. There isn't a lot of, games that are only on this platform. I think there's around like 50 or so on it after 3 years. That's not good, you know what I mean? That's really, really not good. And that's why I've spoken to many people who've said, I don't think the Switch is worth it. I really, really don't. Like, give me a true exclusive, you know what I mean, that is well worth buying. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. I know we got Luigi's Mansion 3 last year, so we did. Again, it feels like it's like the last true exclusive to come out, you know what I mean? And it's just really, really unfortunate. It really, really is. And I can't blame people for saying it. I really, really can't. And I know people might think, oh, well, you just hate the Switch. I don't hate the console. It's just, if there were more true exclusives on it that excited me, yeah, I'd easily would want to buy them and, get those games. But that's not happening. It really, really isn't. And it feels like it's the first time, might not mean the first time, but I think for the first time for me, where Nintendo's become so damn lazy, where all they care about are making or re-releasing games from old consoles. You know what I mean? And it's just really, really annoying. I know there's been a couple of Wii games that have been ported to the Switch. but there needs to be more proper, real content that makes people think, oh, okay, I'll buy the console. That needs to happen. But it's been out for 3 years, and that worries me. It really, really does. It's scary to say that. Now, obviously it's getting third-party games, which is fantastic. I do agree with that. It's really, really good. But, like I said, you can't keep relying on that all the time. It's really, really unfortunate. It just is. You know, it'd be great to see a flipping new F-Zero game. You know what I mean? That'd be fantastic. I'd love to see, you know, the GameCube version, you know, F-Zero GX, be ported to Switch. All HD, everything. Really, really good, that. I know people might say, well, don't you were saying you don't want ports and stuff. Yeah, that's different because we've not had a new F-Zero game in so damn long. How long's it been? About 15, 16 years? That franchise has been dormant for that long. People want that franchise back. I remember that there was a rumour back in like 2014 about F-Zero GX getting a HD remaster for the Wii U. And I was hoping that was going to happen. It didn't. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate. We need, you know, a lot of those franchises to come back. If they made a brand new F-Zero game, you know, in high definition, you know, a great offline multiplayer mode, an interesting online mode, new features and everything, that would get people excited. You know what I mean? We need some of these old franchises to come back. Like I said, you can't keep relying on old games all the time. It's just annoying. It really, really is. And I can't blame people for mocking this console. In many, many ways, the Nintendo Switch is flipping overrated, and I totally agree. I really, really do. In many cases, I think the Wii U is better than the Switch. I don't care if any of you, you know, crazy hardcore Nintendo Switch fans think, oh, I'm making fun of the console. You are talking to someone who used to be a hardcore Nintendo fanboy. I really was. Ever since I was little, from the N64 to the Wii U, I was a hardcore Nintendo fanboy. Even the handhelds. I remember literally sometimes wishing and praying that third-party games were coming to the Wii U. I remember Battlefield 3 was planned for the Wii U, and it got cancelled. I wanted Fallout 4 on the Wii U. I wanted all these games. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to play them on the Wii U. And that didn't happen. That's just the problem with it. It really, really is. It's just a shame. It really, really is. And I own a few third-party games on the Switch, but I feel like it's the console where I don't want to do that anymore. I think it's the first time I want to buy those games on PlayStation 4, on Xbox One. You know what I mean? And it's just the way it is. And like I said, there'll be probably some people who might hate me for saying this, but it's true. It's just really unfortunate. I think nice little additions like Cuphead, New Super Lucky's Tale, or In the Blind Forest, they're nice. You know what I mean? They're nice little additions. But like I said, other games, they can't keep relying on the same stuff over and over and over again. It's just the problem with it. It really, really is. And it's, yeah. Not I can do about that, though. But it's just how it is. So I think that's what worries me for the future of the Nintendo Switch. Is its lack of true exclusives. That's what scares me. Is it feels like it's the first Nintendo console that lacks first-party games. First party. But yeah. That's what would only excite me about the Switch. You know what I mean? Getting more true exclusives that makes that console worthwhile. Worth a bloody while. So yeah. I didn't mean to get a little bit aggressive near the end, but that's what annoys me with the Switch. Like I said, You can't keep relying on the same song and dance every single time. You just can't. So I just want to say, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll be back Friday, so I will be. And I'll see you all later on. Bye all.